Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I welcome you to this blockbuster contest. Yes, a contest between two of the most enterprising schools in this competition, the Tertiary Business Science Challenge. The contest is between the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and the Pentecost University. Arguably, this is one of the most anticipated contests in the round of 16. Yes, a place at the quarterfinal is at stake. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the 2024 edition of the Tertiary Business Science Challenge, version 6.0. The program is brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. Our sponsors are MTN, PwC, Glyco Life Compu Ghana, and the Ghana National Association of Teachers, as well as Gwel Ghana. Our media partners are TV3 Daily Graphic and Graphic Online. Now, KNUST, they are three-time champions of the middle zone. Indeed, they have also won the national championship once. It means that they have what it takes to win this competition, and they look very poised to achieve just that. As we say, agroniform, we will see if they will be able to win the competition in the year 2024 as they did in the year 2022. But of course, to win, they'll have to give it all. They'll have to challenge the Pentecost University, who want to give them a tough time. Now, from the zonal championship, Pentecost University gave the University of Ghana a very tough time at their contest at the semi-final level. This means that there are no mean pushovers, and they will give KNUST a run for their money. Of course, the ultimate aim of this contest is to provide somebody who will be able to make it to the quarterfinal to join the Central University, Accra Technical University, and the University of Cape Coast. So there is a lot at stake. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's welcome contestants from the two institutions. Gentlemen, you are welcome on stage.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
All right, please introduce yourself, beginning from KNUST.
Bempong Ozu Samuel, final year, KNUST.
Divine Podo, final year accounting. Adeleke Jaffet, accounting third year.
You are welcome once again, Team KNUST.
Thank you, sir.
Who do we have from Team Pentecost University?
I'm Bernard Abeka, BSc Accounting, final year.
My uncle Alfred, final year accounting.
George Ebo Kobina, final year accounting.
You are welcome, Team Pentecost University.
Thank you.
Now, what should we expect from you today, Pentecost?
Let's read from the Bible. Yeah. The Bible, according to Matthew chapter number 11, the verse number 12, it says that since the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violence taketh it by force.
How has the preparation been?
It's been good.
Okay. Now, KNUST. What should we expect from you?
Just like we saw last year, you should expect the same from us this year against Pentecost University.
How has the preparation been?
The preparation has been tough, but we are keeping it clear-headed. We hope to gain an edge in this competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes. So we will see how this one will go. A place at the quarterfinal stage is at stake. One of these two schools will make it. Indeed, the one who is able to take it violently, because we are told that the violent take it by force. Is that what you said? Yes, certainly. So we will see what the violent one will do in this contest. And of course, you know what I like? I love academic violence. So I'm all for this, ladies and gentlemen. So the name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traore. We may begin proceedings at this stage. The contest is going to be organized in 5 rounds. Round 1 is on theory to test your understanding of basic principles and concept in business. Round 2 will be the calculation segment where you are free to use your calculators. Round 3 is a business case of the day. Both of you will be presented with a common problem, and you are supposed to work as a team and come up with one solution. Round 4A is a graphic business segment. 4B is a true or false segment. The 5th and final round will be the riddle segment. Please, are we ready? If we are ready, we begin from my right with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. We begin with theory. Now in this round, each of you have the opportunity of attempting 6 major questions. For a major question, you have 10 seconds within which to give an answer for 3 points. For a bonus, you have 5 seconds to give an answer for 1 point. You have 2 attempts only at a major question, unless otherwise indicated. For a bonus, you have just 1 attempt. Please, are we ready? KNUST, let's do this. Now, I want you to identify any 3 remedies that are available to a buyer for a breach of contract in the sale of goods. Any 3 remedies that are available to a buyer for a breach of contract in the sale of goods.
So the first remedy available to the buyer is the return of goods to the seller if they are unable to meet the proper quality specification. And also another remedy for the buyer is they have the right to sue for any damages if the goods that are received are lower than standard. And the last remedy for the buyer is to reject all the goods.
That is correct. Now, Pentecost University, you have to give me 3 remedies that are available to the owner in the case of default by the hirer in a hire purchase agreement. Give me 3 remedies that are available to the owner in the case of default by the hirer in a hire purchase agreement.
So we have sue for damages, and then payment to be made as demanding for specific performance from the client, and then we also have payment of penalty.
You mentioned damages earlier, and you are mentioning penalty again.
So we also have quantum merit.
What?
Quantum merit.
Mention your 3 points again.
Sue for damages, specific performance, that's for them to perform their aspect of the contract, and then quantum merit.
Can you speak into the microphone, sir?
Specific damages. Sue for damages, specific performance, and then quantum merit.
I'll take that. Please, I want you to speak into the microphones. I won't repeat myself. Next set of questions still begin with KNUST, but this is a common preamble to the 2 of you. You have to explain the following types of training in human resource management. Explain the following types of training in human resource management. KNUST, yours is vestibule training. Vestibule training.
So, vestible training. This is a form of training organization that can be likened to on-the-job training, in that the employee will be trained, and when it gets to a certain time or certain conditions are fulfilled, he will assume the full role of a full employee after earning those skills or getting those skills.
Yes, yes. It involves training employees in a simulated environment. That is fine. Pentecost University, yours is competency-based training. Competency-based training.
Okay, so with competency-based training, the training is carried out for the employee to skill up on his technical skills and then conceptual skills, making it a viable employee or a viable person to execute the duties assigned to him.
Repeat what you said.
Okay, so with a competence-based training, it is carried out to scale up the employee to make him a viable person or the appropriate person with respect to his conceptual skills and technical skills.
That is correct. Kenny Esty, how does the economic order quantity impact the reorder level? How does the economic order quantity impact the reorder level?
So, the effect of the economic order quantity on the reorder level is that it sets the minimum amount that the firm must order in case they are ordering for extra goods. So the economic order quantity sets the minimum standard of inventory that is required or can also be a buffer. So the entity will look at the EOQ to base on it to create their reorder level.
Okay. Pentecost University, how does the demand rate affect the reorder level? How does the demand rate affect the reorder level?
The demand rate, is used to know the annual consumption demand or the annual demand that the company needs to satisfy the customers, and it is based on the economic order quantity to determine the number of orders or the number of quantity that they should order in order to meet that rate. If high demand rate means the reorder level will be high, and then if it is low, it means that the reorder level.
Definitely, that is the part I wanted you to add, and that is correct. For our next set of questions, we begin from the Pentecost University. Next set of questions, we begin from Pentecost University. Now, common prayer. No, this is not a common preamble. Pentecost University. A company on 1st March settles a legal dispute for 200,000 cedis, which was previously unanticipated at 31st December. How should this settlement be reflected in the financial statement for the year ended 31st December? On March 1, a company settles a legal dispute for 200,000 cedis, which was previously unanticipated at 31st December. How should this settlement be reflected in the financial statement for the year ended 31st December?
So this is a contingency liability, and so there should be provisions made to cover for that in the statement of financial position.
Come again with your answer.
It's a contingent liability because it's a contingent liability, and so provisions should be made to cover for.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. Yes, it is a liability. It is not a contingent liability. Okay, so that is why I'm giving you the 2 out of the 3. Now, KNUST. A company declares dividend of 100,000 cedis on January 20 for the year ended 31st December. How should this event be treated in the financial statement for the year ended 31st December? A company declares dividend of 100,000 cedis on January 20 for the year ended 31st December. How should this event be treated in the financial statement for the year ended 31st December?
So the treatment for this kind of transaction is that because the company has declared the said dividend, they are obligated to record it in their financial statements as an outlay or outflow of cash.
Come again with your answer.
So with this particular type of transaction, the firm has actually declared a dividend. So the firm should create it's an adjusting event. So they must give indication that they have actually paid dividend by recording this transaction in their financial statements.
I'll give you 1 out of 3. The 1 is because you indicated that it should be in the financial statement, but it is a non-adjusting event. It's a disclosure that should be made. Okay, dividend that are paid or dividend that are declared are not treated as an adjusting event. They are disclosed in the financial statement. I hope that is clear. All right, next set of questions, still beginning with Pentecost University Common Preamble to the 2 of you. The VALS framework, that is Values and Lifestyles Framework, developed by Strategic Business Insights, categorizes consumers into different segments based on their psychographic traits and behaviors. Now, for each of the following illustrations, you have to identify the consumer type being described based on the VALS framework. Please, do you understand? For each of the illustration I'm going to read out to you, indicate the consumer type that is being described based on the framework. Now, Pentecost, your illustration is a middle-aged person who prioritizes family activities, buys products from trusted brands with a strong ethical reputation, and participates in community or church events. A middle-aged person who prioritizes family activities, buys products from trusted brands with a strong ethical reputation, and participates in community or church events. Even bailed out. Bonus for KNUST.
Lifestyle segmentation.
What?
Lifestyle segmentation.
No. It is the believers. Believers. Now your major question, KNUST. An individual living on a tight budget, prioritizing essential purchases, and seeking affordable practical products that fulfill immediate needs. An individual living on a tight budget, prioritizing essential purchases, and seeking affordable practical products that fulfill immediate needs.
So this type of buyer would be a transactional buyer,
No, that is not correct. You have one other chance.
a rational economic buyer.
No, please. It is also not correct. Bonus for Pentecost University.
Relationship buyer.
No. It is a survivor. Survivor. For our last set of questions, we do some public sector accounting and finance, specifically on public procurement. You have to explain the following competitive procurement methods, indicating 2 circumstances under which they are appropriate. Explain the following competitive tendering methods, indicating circumstances under which they are appropriate. Pentecost University, yours is restricted tendering. Restricted tendering.
So with restricted tendering, it is done or is subjected to a specific entity or a a tendering firm. And this one, it is done for when the item to be acquired is of a specific features, and then when it is immediate or there is only one, or the tenderer is the only supplier of such an item.
Explain the method again.
So with the restricted tendering, it is to a specific firm, or it is to a specific tendering agent or agency. That is, it cannot be given to other tendering firms.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. I'll explain why. Now, KNUST, yours is two-stage tendering. Two-stage tendering.
So, two-stage tendering. There is a type of procurement method that is used, and it goes. It is a type of procurement method that is used where the products that are being procured are of certain nature that cannot be specified, and it's conducted across 2 stages. The first stage, in which the tenderers bring their technical proposals, and after verification or examination, the procurement entity invites them to submit their financial proposals and the conditions in which they can use this procurement method is where the goods are of a specific nature that cannot be defined, and where the procurement entity seeks to enter into a contract for research and development.
That is correct. So Pentecost, the reason why I gave you 2 out of 3 is the restricted and use indicator that it is limited to a specific firm. That seemed to be like sole sourcing, which is different from restricted. Restricted could be more than one firm. Essentially, it could be 2 or 3 or a specific number of firms, not necessarily one specific firm. And that is why I gave you 2 out of 3. On that note, we come to the end of round 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, the contest is between the KNUST and the Pentecost University. A place at the quarterfinals is at stake. Yes, the winner of this contest will progress automatically to the quarterfinal stage. Already, we have 3 schools that have made their way to that stage. We have the Accra Technical University, Central University, and the University of Cape Coast. One of these 2 schools will join those 3 at their quarterfinal stage. At the end of round 1, the scores. At the end of round 1, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology had 13 points. Pentecost University had 13 points. We are going into round 2. Yes, the violent take it by force. We are going into round 2, which involve calculations. You are free to use your calculators. Each of you have the opportunity of answering 6 major questions. If you get your major question correct, it is 3 points to be answered in 30 seconds. For a bonus, you have 5 seconds to answer for 1 point. 2 attempts only at a major question, 1 attempt at a bonus. Please, are we ready? All right. We begin this round from the Pentecost University. PU. Okay. So if the exchange rate between the United States dollar and the Canadian dollar is 1 USD is equal to 1.25 Canadian dollars, and 1 euro equals 1.15 Canadian dollars. Calculate the cross exchange rates between the United States dollar and the euro. I take it again. If the exchange rate between the USD and the Canadian dollar is 1 USD equals 1.25 Canadian dollar, and 1 euro equals 1.15 Canadian dollar. Calculate the cross exchange rates between the United States dollar and the euro.
1.35.
No, that is not correct. Even bailed out. Bonus for KNUST.
0.869.
No, it is not 0.869. It's not 0.869. I'll give the answer later. KNUST. If the exchange rate between the USD and the Australian dollar is 1 USD equals 1.30 Australian dollar, and 1 Great Britain pound equals 1.75 Australian dollars. Calculate the cross exchange rates between the United States dollar and the Great British pound. I take it again. If the exchange rate between the USD and the AUD is 1 USD equals 1.30 AUD, and 1 Great Britain pound equals 1.75 AUD. Calculate the cross exchange rate between the USD and the Great British pound.
We have the answer to be 1.34 is to 1.
No, that is not correct.
1.45.
That is also not correct. Bonus for Pentecost University.
$0.74.
That is correct. 0.74 is correct. So of course, by now I'm sure you can calculate your answer. It is 1.0696. Yes. So you were also you missed it at some point. 1.08696. Next set of questions, still with Pentecost University. Glycolife provided the following financial information for the year. Total sales, 1.5 million cedis. Beginning account receivable, 80,000 cedis. Ending account receivable, 100,000 cedis. Cash sales, 300,000 cedis. Discount allowed, 20,000 cedis. Bad debt written off, 10,000 cedis. Now calculate the account receivable turnover and account receivable turnover ratio and the average collection period for the year. I take it again. Glycolife provided the following financial information for the year. Total sales, 1.5 million cedis. Beginning account receivable, 80,000. Ending account receivable, 100,000. Cash sales, 300,000. Discount allowed, 20,000. Bad debt written off, 10,000. Calculate the account receivable turnover ratio and the average collection period for the year.
The turnover is 0.0167, and then the collection period
That is not correct, you've been bailed out. Bonus for KNUST.
The turnover is 16.667 times, and the days is 21.9 days.
No, that is also not correct. The account receivable turnover is 13, approximately 13, and the collection period is 28.08 days. Your major question, KNUST. CompuGhana provides the following details for the current year. Net credit sales, 800,000. Beginning account receivable, 120,000. Ending account receivable, 150,000. Cash sales, 200,000. Sales returns and allowances, 20,000. Bad debt written off, 5,000. Calculate the account receivable turnover ratio and the average collection period for the year. I take it again. CompuGhana provides the following details for the current year. Net credit sales, 800,000. Beginning account receivable, 120,000. Ending account receivable, 150,000. Cash sales, 200,000. Sales returns and allowances, 20,000. Bad debts written off, 5,000. Calculate the account receivable turnover ratio and the average collection period for the period.
the number of days is 50.28 days, and the turnover rate is 6.667 times.
That is not correct. You have one last chance. You've been bailed out. Bonus for Pentecost.
So we have the rate to be 12.27%, and then the number of days to be 14 days.
No, that is not correct. The turnover period is 5.93. Number of days 61.55 days. I hope that is okay. Next set of questions. Pentecost University. Pentecost University. A project has a planned duration of 6 months and a budget of 500,000 cedis. After 3 months, you assess the project's progress. 40% of the work is completed and 300,000 cedis has been spent. Calculate the schedule variance and the cost variance. I take it again. A project has a planned duration of 6 months and a budget of 500,000 cedis. After 3 months, you assess the project's progress. 40% of the work is completed and 300,000 has been spent. Calculate the schedule variance and the cost variance.
So we have the cost variance to be 100,000, and then the schedule variance to be 3 months.
Is that your final answer? Two out of three. One of them is correct. I won't mention which one. KNST. A software development project has a planned duration of 9 months and a budget of 800,000 cedis. After 5 months, you assess the project's progress. 60% of the work is completed and 600,000 cedis has been spent. Calculate the schedule variance and the cost variance. A software development project has a planned duration of 9 months and a budget of 800,000 cedis. After 5 months, you assess the project's progress. 60% of the work is completed and 600,000 cedis has been spent. Calculate the schedule variance and the cost variance.
So we have 120,000 and 480,000.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, please.
So 2 out of 3. The cost variance of 120,000 is correct, same as the 100,000 that you mentioned. But the schedule variance for Pentecost is 50,000 cedis, and that of KNUS is 35,555.56. Essentially, the schedule variance is calculated as the end value minus the planned value. Okay. Next set of questions, I begin with KNUST. KNUST. This one is on the low. Let's do this. A project requires an initial investment of 200,000 cedis and is expected to generate cash flows of 50,000 cedis annually for 6 years. If the discount rate is 12%, calculate the profitability index. A project requires an initial investment of 200,000 cedis and is expected to generate cash flows of 50,000 cedis annually for 6 years. If the discount rate is 12%, calculate the profitability index.
So we have the index to be 0.901. 901.
No, please, I'm not taking that. You have one other
One.
chance.
You have the answer to be 1.027.
Yes, that is correct. Pentecost University. You have to compute the profitability index for a project with initial cost of 80,000 cedis and expected cash flows of 25,000 cedis annually for 4 years using the discount rate of 10%. Calculate the profitability index for a project with initial cost of 80,000 cedis and expected cash flows of 25,000 cedis annually for 4 years using the discount rate of 10%.
$4.69.
No. You have one other chance.
3.2.
What?
3.2.
No, please. That's not correct. You've exhausted your chances. Bonus for KNUST.
0.990.
Yes, that is correct. Now, KNUST, your major question. Calculate the trainer ratio for a portfolio with a beta of 1.2, an expected return of 10%, and a risk-free rate of 4%. Calculate the trainer ratio for a portfolio with a beta of 1.2, an expected return of 10%, and a risk-free rate of 4%.
We have the answer to be 5% or 0.05.
Yes, that is correct. Please speak into the microphone. Now, Pentecost University. We are also to calculate the trainer ratio for an investment with a beta of 1.2, expected return of 10%, and risk-free rate of 8%. Calculate the trainer ratio for an investment with a beta of 1.2, expected return of 10%, and a risk-free rate of 8%.
1.67%.
Yes. And now for our last set of questions for this round, ladies and gentlemen. Still beginning with the KNUST. KNUST, TV3 Limited, a taxable person, subject to the satisfaction of the Commissioner General, had written off a bad debt of 200,000 cedis in respect of taxable supplies not received. TV3 Limited was therefore granted an input deduction with respect to the previous tax period for the bad debt. Subsequently, 140,000 cedis of the amount was recovered. Calculate the additional tax payable that arises on the bad debt recovered, taking the VAT and NHIL as 17.5%. I take it again. TV3, a taxable person, subject to the satisfaction of the Commissioner General, wrote off a bad debt of 200,000 cedis in respect of taxable supplies not received. The company was therefore granted an input tax deduction with respect to the previous tax period for the bad debt. Subsequently, 140,000 cedis of the debt was recovered. Calculate the additional tax payable that arises on the bad debt recovered, taking VAT NHIL as 17.5%.
So we have the taxable amount to be 24,500.
Yes. And for you, Pentecost University, MTN Ghana Limited, a taxable person, also subject to the satisfaction of the Commissioner General, wrote off bad debt of 600,000 cedis in respect of taxable supplies not received. The company was granted an input deduction with respect to the previous tax period for the bad debt. Subsequently, 250,000 cedis of the amount was recovered. Calculate the additional tax payable that arises on the bad debt recovered, taking VAT and NHIL as 17.5%. I take it again. MTN Ghana, subject to the satisfaction of the Commissioner General, wrote off bad debt of 600,000 cedis in respect of Taxable supplies not received. The company was granted an input deduction with respect to the previous tax period for the bad debt. Subsequently, 250,000 cedis was recovered. Calculate the additional tax payable that arises on the bad debt, taking VAT and NHIL to be 17.5%.
So we have the answer to be 43,750.
Speaking to the microphone.
43,750.
Yes. On that note, we come to the end of round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the contest is a very keen one. It is between two giants, two very enterprising and promising institutions, KNUST and Pentecost University. Ladies and gentlemen, a place at the quarterfinal is at stake. We have 4 more rounds to go. Yes, there are 4 more rounds to do more for each school. So prepare and let's see how it will go. At the end of round 2, the scores. At the end of round 2, Pentecost University had 9 points, KNUST had 12 points. We are going into round 3, the business case of the day. Now in this round, the 2 schools will be given a common problem, and they are supposed to work as a team and come up with one solution. This will be compared with what we have in marks awarded out of 10. They will have 10 minutes within which to work out their solution. Please, you may take out your problem. So let's read it together. It is a 2-in-1 problem. The first one, consider a monopolist with the following demand function for its product. P equals 100 minus 2 kilo, where P is the price and Q is the quantity. The firm's marginal cost is constant at 20 cedis or $20. You have to determine the profit maximizing price and quantity, and also calculate the monopoly's total profit. That is the first one. The second one, also a monopolist who faces the following demand curve. Q equals 200 minus 5P and has a marginal cost of $10. You have to determine the monopoly's profit maximizing price and quantity, and to calculate the monopoly's total revenue, total cost and profit are the profit maximizing outputs. You are not supposed to start writing until you are told to do so. All pens down. So ladies and gentlemen, that is our business case of the day. You may start working now. You have 10 minutes.
The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our Tertiary Business Sense Challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more. The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our Tertiary Business Sense Challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more. The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. Source of power, adding to your options, knowing that quality and standard remains intact, and our content, which is accepted as truth and accuracy every day, is accessible on the go. Access your favorite daily graphic and our weeklies The Mirror, Graphic Business, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports on Graphic News Plus app. It's the digital replicas of our work. Download Graphic News Plus app on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and available on www.graphicnewsplus.com as you remain abreast of and keep pace with on-the-minute news updates on the go. Home sweet home. Welcome family and friends. Choose the bundle that best works for you from as low as 10 Ghana cedis weekly for unlimited access to all publications. Graphic, truth and accuracy every day. Information is a great source of power. The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our tertiary business sense challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more. The very essence of source of power, adding to your options, knowing that quality and standard remains intact, and our content, which is accepted as truth and accuracy every day, is accessible on the go. Access your favorite daily graphic and our weeklies, The Mirror, Graphic Business, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, and Graphic Sports on Graphic News Plus app. It's the digital replicas of our work. Download Graphic News Plus app on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and available on www.graphicnewsplus.com as you remain abreast of and keep pace with on-the-minute news updates on the go. Home sweet home. Welcome family and friends. Choose the bundle that best works for you from as low as 10 Ghana cedis weekly for unlimited access to all publications. Graphic, truth and accuracy every day. Information is a great source of power, adding to your options, knowing that quality and standard remains intact, and our content, which is accepted as truth and
Can I get your solutions? the Tertiary Business Sense Challenge. We are on round 3, the business case of the day. In this round, we give both schools a common problem, and they've worked as a team and they've come up with a solution. Which solution has been compared with what we have as consultants and marks awarded. Now let's look at what we were expecting from them and what they have done. There are 2 different questions that were given. The questions essentially are on market power and competition, the profit and loss situation for a monopolist. Okay, so that's a question we give them. In terms of the solution, the first one was for them to compute the profit maximizing price and quantity as well as the revenue. So, for a monopolist, profit is maximized when marginal revenue equals marginal cost. We were not given marginal revenue in the question, so what you need to do is to establish the relationship for total revenue, and then you differentiate it to get your marginal revenue equation. So we know total revenue is price times quantity. We were given the price information, and we also know that Q equals quantity. So once we do that, we get a marginal revenue function to be 100 minus 4Q. That is from a total revenue function of 100Q minus 2Q squared. Once we equate this to the marginal cost of 20, we come to a price of 60 and a quantity of 20 units. If you get a price of 60, you get 1.5, and then the quantity of 20 also 1.5. Now the total profit, we know profit equals total revenue minus total cost. So based on the figures that you get, you estimate the total cost as well as the total revenue. Total cost is marginal cost times quantity. Total revenue function has already been established. And we get a total profit of 800. That should give you 2 marks. So for the A, you get 5 marks. Now the B. In the B, we gave a function Q equals 200 minus 5P. But it is better if you make P the subject. So you may want to rewrite the demand function and make P the subject. And that should give you 200 minus Q all over 5. Now, if you're able to do this, you go ahead and get a total revenue function and therefore get a marginal revenue function and equate that to the marginal cost. If you do that correctly, you get a quantity of 75. And then if you get a price, once you get a quantity, you can fuse it into the equation and get a price of 25. 1.5 each. Okay. Now we go to the total revenue. We know total revenue to be price times quantity. If you get the total revenue correct, that is 1,875. You get 0.5. If you get a total cost of 750, you get another 0.5 and a profit of 1,125 for 1 mark. So that should also give you 1 mark, and that in all, the B should also give you 5 marks. Now let's look at what our schools did. I begin with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The A, P equals 100 minus 2Q. They differentiated it. They got a quantity of 60, the price of 60 and quantity of 20. That is correct. And then they also got the profit of 2. That should give us 5 marks. Now we go to the B. The B, they were able to make P the subject, and then they got the quantity to be 75 and the price to be 25. They got the total revenue to be 1815, and they also got the total cost to be 750, and therefore got a profit of 1125. So for their effort, they got 10 out of 10. Now, Pentecost University, the A, they also got the equation marginal cost, marginal revenue. got quantity of 20, price of 60. That is correct. And they ended up getting total a profit of 800. That is also correct. Now the B. I don't know how or why they got the change of subject wrong. Is that? Oh, okay. So they got a change of subject wrong. And because they got a change of subject wrong, it affected them. It went through. Yeah, so that affected whatever they did. But of course, they were able to calculate the total revenue. That is 0.5 max. But the total cost was wrong. Okay. And then it also affected it. So for therefore, they get 5.5 out of 10. So at the end of round 3, Pentecost University had 5.5, KNUST had 10 points. Are we making any substitutions? Yes, you may go ahead with your substitutions at this stage. Gentlemen, you are welcome. Please introduce yourselves, beginning with Pentecost.
All right, thank you. My name is Emmanuel Makati, BSc Logistics and Supply Chain Management, final year.
Okay, and who do we have from KNUST?
Oseyam Pofuchum, KNUST final year accounting.
You are welcome, sir. We are going into round 4A. Now, in this round, I'm going to ask them questions on some stories that appeared in the Graphic Business newspaper. For the purpose of this contest, we are examining them on stories that appeared in the 13th, 20th, and 27th editions of the newspaper. Each of them will have the opportunity of answering 6 major questions. If you get your major question correct, that is 3 points. Bonus 1 point. You have 10 seconds within which to give an answer for a major question and 5 seconds for a bonus. 2 attempts only for a major, 1 attempt for a bonus. Please, are we ready? Are we ready, Pentecost? All right. So we begin this round from the Pentecost University. Common preamble to both of you. Common preamble. Now you have to identify any 3 institutions who won most gender-focused financial institutions at the 3rd Non-Bank Financial Institutions Awards. Identify any 3 institutions who won most gender-focused financial institutions at the 3rd Non-Bank Financial Institutions Awards, beginning with Pentecost University. Even bailed out, you have your opportunity, KNUST.
So we have Pan-African Savings and Loans Limited, CD-Best Susu Enterprise, sold to Ghana FNGO.
Yes. That set of questions is also a common preamble to the 2 of you. Common preamble. As Ghana approaches the 2024 general elections, understanding the economic indicators and political landscape is crucial for informed decision-making. Professor Samuel Lati, in his feature article, delves into the current state of Ghana's economy, integrating insight into the broader African context and providing assurances to the government and the populace. You have to identify and explain briefly 3 of the economic indicators he touches on, each of you. Identify and explain briefly 3 of the economic indicators that he spoke on, beginning with Pentecost University.
So he talked of debt, that's national debt. And then he explained it as talk of foreign exchange, and he explained that the fluctuations in the foreign exchange rate increases the national debt, and also talk of the unemployment rate, where he explained that even though Ghana is battling with unemployment, however, the government is putting in place to the government is putting in place to solve this situation. And he also made mention of sports.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. KNUST.
So Samuel Olatu talked about GDP as an indicator, and he's defined this as the value of all the products and services in the country. He went further to mention HDI, which is the Human Development Index, which measures the appropriate infrastructure that exists to support education and health in the country. He also went further to talk about foreign direct investment, and he mentioned that these inflows into the country are key to stabilizing the economy of Ghana as we take on more debt and as also when productivity falls.
Yes, that is correct. The next set of questions is a common preamble as well. Common preamble. Still beginning with Pentecost University. Now, the Enterprise Group PLC recorded a profit of 193 million cedis last year. This was made known at the 14th annual general meeting for the group in Accra. Aside the discussion of the financial statement of the company, together with the report of the directors and auditors for the year ended 31st December 2023, mention any other 2 matters that were considered at the AGM. Aside the discussion of the financial statement and the report of the directors and auditors, mention any 2 other issues that were discussed at the AGM, beginning with Pentecost University. You've exhausted your chance. Bonus for Kenya. Okay, it's your chance.
Okay, so we have re-elect retiring directors. 2, approve directors' remuneration.
Yes, that is correct. Next set of questions. We are beginning this time from KNUST. KNUST. As new workforce entrants and student learners embark on their educational and career journeys, the habit of reading can provide a solid foundation for success. Professor Samuel Olatu examined the transformative power of reading for new workforce and student learners. You are to identify any 3 benefits of reading in the following areas. Identify any 3 benefits of reading in the following areas. KNUST, yours is cognitive benefits. Cognitive benefits.
We have 1, improve brain activity, and 2, we have expanded vocabulary. Then 3, it improves concentration skills.
Yes, correct. Pentecost, yours is educational benefits. Educational benefits.
1, writing skills. 2, knowledge acquisition. And then the third one is reading skills.
2 out of 3. What you wanted to remember is critical thinking. Critical thinking. So 2 out of 3. All right. Common preamble to the 2 of you. There's a common preamble. Ghana's mining sector is evolving with new agreements reflecting a strategic move to maximize returns from the nation's mineral wealth. The government has presented mining lease agreement to the legislature for the extraction of bauxite and for lithium exploitation. Now, Ken University, your question is to identify the company that has been given the lithium exploration lease, the location of the lease and the region. Identify the company given the lithium exploration lease, the location of the lease and the region. Ken University.
Okay, so we have Ashanti Bauxite Ghana Limited, who has been given the bauxite lease agreement to extract bauxite from Minehini district in the Nkrumah district in the Ashanti region. Then we have Berari DV Ghana Limited, who have been given the lease to explore lithium at the Ewoya district in the Infantiman district, in the Infantiman municipality in the central region.
Yes, the answer is correct. I'll explain why. Now your question, Pentecost University. To identify the company giving the bauxite mining lease, the location of the lease and the region. Identify the company giving the bauxite mining lease, the location of the lease and the region.
The company is Ashanti Bauxite in the Ashanti region.
So 2 out of 3. The question was in 3 parts. I asked you 3. The question was in 3 parts. The company, the location, and the region. You mentioned only the company and then the location. So you realize that they answered your question before they answered their own question. That's why I was quiet. All right. So the last set of questions for this round. Last set, still beginning with Ken University. Please listen to the questions well. According to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, in the long run, One Royal Gold Ghana Limited received London Bullion Market Association Good Delivery List accreditation. Ghana will gain additional benefits. You have to identify any 3 of these benefits. According to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, One Royal Gold Ghana Limited receives London Bullion Market Association Good Delivery List accreditation. Ghana will gain additional benefits. You have to identify any 3 of these benefits that Ghana stands to gain in the long term.
Okay, so when Ghana receives this accreditation, 1, it will be able to reduce over dependency on foreign refineries. 2, we will have value addition. Then we will be able to develop gold coins, which will serve as a buffer against external shocks. And then we will also.
I said 3, right? That is correct. Pentecost University, give me the 3.
One, employment. 2, increase Ghana foreign gold reserve. The 3rd one, stabilize inflation.
So I'll give you 2 out of 3. So that is in respect of the gold reserve, and then maybe financial stability. That is the inflation that I'm adding. That's fine. So on that note, we come to the end of round 4A. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some love to them. The contest is between Pentecost University and the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. A place at the quarterfinal is at stake. The winner of this contest will progress to the quarterfinal stage. The next contest after this is between the Ghana Communication Technology University and the University of Energy and Natural Resources. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have our scores for round 4A? The program is brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. Our media partners are TV3 Daily Graphic and Graphic Online. At the end of round 4A, the scores. At the end of round 4A, Pentecost University had 8 points, Ghana University had 18 points. We are going into round 4B. That is a true or false round. Now in this round, I'm going to read out some statement to you. Your duty is just to tell me if the statement is true or false. It's as simple as that. Now if you get it correct, you have 2 points. If you get it wrong, you suffer a penalty of -1. You have 10 seconds within which to give an answer. You may decide not to answer, in which case we can pass it on to the other school under the same conditions. Please, are we ready? Ken University? Are you ready? Pentecost. We begin this round from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Ken University. The concept of self-review threats refers to the threat that auditors may become too self-critical during an audit, leading to inefficiencies. True or false? The concept of self-review threat refers to the threat that auditors may become too self-critical during an audit, leading to inefficiencies. True or false?
False.
Yes. Pentecost University. Auditors may issue a modified audit opinion if they identify significant deficiencies in the entity's internal controls. True or false? Auditors may issue a modified audit opinion if they identify significant deficiencies in the entity's internal controls. Bail down, Scanners, do you want to take? Yes.
True.
Yes. Next set of questions. KNST. The matrix organizational structure combines functional and divisional structures to create dual reporting relationships. True or false? Matrix structure combines functional and divisional structures to create dual reporting relationships.
False.
No. Pentecost, flat organizational structure, have multiple layers of management between frontline employees and top executives. Flat organizational structures have multiple layers of management between frontline employees and top executives. True or false?
True.
No. Kenyasti. Beta measures both systematic and unsystematic risk. True or false? Beta measures both systematic and unsystematic risk. True or false?
False.
Yes. Pentecost. The beta of a risk-free asset is 0. True or false? The beta of a risk-free asset is 0. True or false?
True.
Yes. Next set of questions, we begin from Pentecost. Pentecost. Transformational leadership focuses on maintaining the status quo and managing tasks efficiently. True or false? Transformational leadership focuses on maintaining the status quo and managing tasks efficiently. True or false?
False.
Yes. Curiosity. The path goal theory states that a leader's behavior is contingent to the satisfaction, motivation, and performance of their subordinates. True or false? The path goal theory states that a leader's behavior is contingent to the satisfaction, motivation, and performance of their subordinates. True or false?
False.
No. No. Pentecost, an entity tender committee, is an ad hoc group of experts appointed by the head of entity to advise on procurement issues. True or false? An entity tender committee is an ad hoc group of experts appointed by the head of entity to advise on procurement issues. True or false?
False.
Yes. Please show love, show some love to them. Curiosity. The tender evaluation panel is made up of 5 persons. True or false? The tender evaluation panel is made up of 5 persons. True or false?
True.
No. There's no defined number. The last set of questions for this round. Last set, beginning with Pentecost again. Pentecost, in operations chain management, capacity management refers to the process of ensuring that production capacity meets current and future demand levels. True or false? In operation chain management, capacity management refers to the process of ensuring that production capacity meets current and future demand levels. True or false?
True.
Yes. Curiosity. In operations chain management, the use of flexible manufacturing systems is discouraged as it leads to increased complexity and cost. True or false? In operation chain management, the use of flexible manufacturing systems is discouraged as it leads to increased complexity and cost. True or false?
False.
Yes, that is correct. So on that note, we come to the end of round 4B. Please keep the clap, the applause going. Let's keep it going. We have one more round to go. One more round to go. That is the radial segment. So whilst we wait for the scores, we are reminded that the next contest will be between the GCTU and the UNE. Ladies and gentlemen, this program is brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with ICAG and GTech. So the scores for round 4B. KNUST had 5 points, Pentecost University had 7 points. Please show some love. We have one last round to go. Before we begin the round, Pentecost University, one final round to go. How are you psyching yourself for this final round?
Well, we are trying to be robust enough.
I'll try to be robust enough. Okay, brofo. KNUST, how are you psyching yourself for this final round?
We are aiming to keep the momentum we have built from round 1 to round 4B.
Okay, they are hoping to maintain the momentum that they've built from round 1 to round 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the radio segment. Now in this round, I'm going to read out a set of clues The clues are open to both schools. Now they are the riddles. The first school to ring their bell will be required to answer in 10 seconds. If they give a wrong answer, they can no longer partake in that particular riddle. If there are further clues, I'll read them to the hearing of the remaining school. Now, if they answer correctly on the first clue, they have 5 points. If they get the answer on the second clue, they have 4 points. Answering on any other clue thereafter is 3 points. There will be 5 riddles in all. 25 points is at stake. Ladies and gentlemen, riddle number 1. Let me hear the bell from KNUST. And that of Pentecost. Okay, please, are we ready? Riddle number 1. I am a part of the human resource policy of most organizations. I am a cornerstone of work-life balance in the modern workplace. 2. Employers typically provide me as part of a compensation package, and I can be used for rest and recreation, personal errands, or other activities. 3. Depending on the employer's policies, different number of days may be offered, and the employee may be required to give a certain amount of advance notice before I kick in. Can you see?
Leave.
Yes, leave. They answered on the third clue, and that is 3 points. Annual leave is correct. Riddle number 2. I am a type of cost in managerial accounting and mostly in microeconomic theory. 2. I am composed of a business's explicit and implicit cost. I am a strictly internal measure used for strategic planning. I am not included in accounting profits. Pentecost University.
Economic cost.
What?
Economic cost.
No, I won't take that. 3. Although I am a cost, I do not necessarily involve money. 4. I am mostly incurred after a decision is made between options. I help businesses understand how one decision over another may affect profitability. 5. I am essentially the value of the best alternative forgone, where, given limited resources, of course, KNUST.
Opportunity cost.
That is correct. Riddle number 3. Riddle number 3. This one also, pay attention. I am a gap in economics related to aggregate demand and aggregate supply. 2. I am caused by a fall in aggregate demand due to fall in exports, investment, or consumer spending. An economy that is experiencing me will normally have rising unemployment, low or negative rates of economic growth, negative impact on government budget, etc. Yes, Pentecost University.
Recessionary gap or contractionary gap.
Yes, that is correct. They answered on the third clue, that is 3 points. Riddle number 4. Okay. I am an inventory system that tracks the sale of products in real time through the use of point of sale systems. I am especially suitable for large companies that track high volume sales. 2. I provide a highly detailed view of changes in inventory with immediate reporting of the amount of inventory in stock, and I accurately KNUST.
Perpetual inventory system.
Perpetual inventory system is correct. They answered on the second clue, and that is 4 points. 4 points. Ladies and gentlemen, the last riddle for the contest, which is the last question. I am a public document designed to present key public financial information to a general audience. I am typically written in accessible language. KNUST.
Citizens budget.
That is correct. They answered on the second clue, that is 4 points. So, ladies and gentlemen, on that citizens budget note, we come to the end of the contest. The contest has been between Pentecost University and the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. We await the scores for round 5 and then the final scores at the end of the contest. But before the scores come in, can you say, how do you assess the overall contest?
Okay, so today was a learning time for us. So we are willing to go back and come back stronger. Thank you.
Pentecost University, how do you assess the whole contest?
It is good. It is fine. We are hoping to improve our performance.
Okay. Do you have our scores ready for round 5? Okay, so whilst we wait for the scores to come in for round 5, we are reminded that we have 2 other contests today. The first or the second of which will be between the Ghana Communication Technology University and the University of Energy and Natural Resources. Following from that, we will have a contest between the Valley View University and the University for Development Studies. Yes, those are the 2 contests that we have remaining for the day. The program is brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with ICAG and GTech. ICAG is a regulator of the accountancy profession in Ghana. GTech is a regulator of the tertiary education space in the country. Graphic Business is your most authoritative business newspaper. Our media partners are TV3 Daily Graphic and Graphic Online. Our sponsors include Gold Ghana, Compu Ghana, PwC, MTN Ghana, Glyco Life, and the Ghana National Association of Teachers. So the scores for round 5. Pentecost University had 3 points. KNUST had 14 points. So, ladies and gentlemen, the scores for the final round, or at the end of the contest. All right, the scores for the final round or for the contest will be shown soon, but we are reminded that the program has been streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Yes. It was a very interesting contest, and we have the final scores at the end of the contest. At the beginning of the contest, I said it was going to be interesting because we are 2 very enterprising institutions who are going head to head. At the end of the contest, our final scores. The Pentecost University had 45.5 points. Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology had 72 points. Ladies and gentlemen, by this score, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has qualified automatically to the quarterfinals for the Tertiary Business Science Challenge version 6.0. Congratulations, KNUST.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Now, Pentecost University, hard luck. You did exceedingly well. Your scores are marvelously high. I am quite confident that you may come back, or you come back as one of the best losing schools. Congratulations to you once again, Pentecost University. Ladies and gentlemen, the contest between Pentecost University and KNUST has just come to an end. KNUST scored 72. So far, I think that is the highest scores for this year's competition. Yes. That is a statement score, and all concerned or all others should watch out. For now. Yes, for now. Yes. So thank you very much for being part of this contest. Studio audience and those of you who join us online, it's been great having you as part of this contest. The next contest, like I said, will be between the Ghana Communication Technology University and the University for Energy and Natural Resources. It also promises to be great. It promises to be exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my organizers, Graphic Business, ICAG, GTech, on behalf of my sponsors, MTN, Compu Ghana, PwC, Glycolife, God Ghana, Ghana National Association of Teachers, on behalf of my media partners, TV3 Daily Graphic Online, Technical Team David Evo, Prosper Zuma, NSJC, Felix Tai, Hussein Zakari, Jacob Doku, Francis, Yvonne, Emmanuel Amamu, David Gazor, Franklin Aka, Harrison, and all others who were part of this contest. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traule, and I love academic violence. I'll see you in the next contest.